we're talking about, and you've got a lot of up-and-comers here. And I'm super excited about that. You've got veterans, up-and-comers. Dota, I think, is in a good spot. I think 99% of Reddit would disagree with me, but oh well.
Yeah, I mean, they're just mad that
just
they
give
don't
them
have the new
Outlanders
patch,
and
all.
they'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'm just surprised at the number of people who are still like, where's the patch already? Like, guys, it's been the same for a while. Like, you're going to have the same patch for the first round of DPC
I just want to
events.
say I tried. I pleaded with Ice Frog on Twitter. I'm sure he read it. And then just said, yeah, I'm not going to release Outlanders for your stupid minor.
Dude, what if they did, like, one day before the minor? How mad do you think teams would be?
Pretty furious.
Pretty mad.
Yeah.
But would it be
But what if you were
too?
one of the bad
fans
teams? You're
would
like
be
one of the teams
loving
that are
it.
not expected to win, you know?
Dude,
then it's a good opportunity. You're like, the playing field is even.
Just find one of the new broken heroes, and all of a sudden you're at a major, you're at TI. That's all it takes, 1 week.
I mean, Valve has done that before. They
Yeah.
released a patch in the middle of like a grand finals BO5, like I think it was like a $500,000 Chinese
yeah.
Dota tournament.
It was,
before, so.
they did it in the round of 8, and it was the one where, you remember the old, what was it, Rave Gaming? Like Jayo's team and all that?
Yeah.
They really screwed them over. It was the comeback patch. That's what happened. And then all the old boys started picking spec, like second pick and stuff. It was so stupid.
It was cool to see the teams trying to adapt with literally 5 minutes of preparation.
Yeah, but like
As a viewer.
the old boys figured out that it was the comeback patch the fastest. So all they needed to do was pick later game heroes.
That's a skill, reading patch notes.
Yeah, they
quickly,
were just
you
like,
know?
guys, this is broken. And then they just won.
Then people thought Old Boys was going to like win the next
Yeah,
try.
because they got like top 4 because of that.
Yeah. The Xiao 8, Chinese retirement memes were strong back then.
They were, but
Now he's a dad.
yep. How's it? None of us are dads, right? I actually don't know. I don't know. I'm like, who's over there?
Not to my
I have
to my
5
knowledge.
kids, actually, Grant. I just don't talk about
My bad
them.
for bringing it up. That's on me. No,
This is awkward.
Oh my goodness. So what's our first game? It's NIP versus, I believe, they like to go by 178, right? Not the letters.
J178.
Yeah, just
not
J.
JFSHHZQ.
Let's
hope we're not saying all that.
For our sanity, we're going to call them 170.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're not offended.
And this is, I mean, they're the team who got in because VP could not make it, correct?
That's
And
right.
It's going to be tough because all of a sudden they're probably like the biggest underdogs at this tournament. They're going to come into this and, like, do you go in with a super underdog mentality, or are you coming in, like, with a cocky attitude in the first tournament, do you think? If you're, like, the underdog team.
I don't know. I think it's neither. You're not
Neither?
cocky and you not necessarily like huge underdogs. I think you come in no pressure and you just play your best Dota.
Unfortunately, they're coming into this tournament after a loss
True.
because they were just playing in some CIS tournament and
Yeah.
they lost to a team I can't remember.
Online.
Yeah.
Online Dota.
Yeah. Online Dota, you just
Doesn't
blame it
count.
on that.
Yeah.
LAN is different.
Yeah. And probably for an up and coming team is the opposite. It should be more pressure, not
Yeah.
less.
Yeah. And then on the other side, NIP, they've played the most tournaments this season already, right? They've played every single LAN tournament, I believe.
Yeah, ESL
big
and
grinding.
DreamHack,
Dream,
right?
Yeah, Dream League and the qualifiers and all that. And, I mean, they've kind of looked weak, right? I think a lot of people thought maybe this team was like young. They've had a lot of You've got Peter leading them. You got Universe back. You got all the young stars. I mean, are you guys like surprised they're not looking that good?
I think the real surprise was like the new alliance, right? Because they came out super hot in the qualifiers, and I don't think people really expected them to be that good initially. So suddenly Europe, pretty intense, pretty competitive.
You are. And now, like Europe, even without like their big teams, right, are looking pretty strong because these tier 2 teams are good.
I mean, I think that Europe looks good because Alliance looks pretty good.
Yeah.
They look pretty good, but NIP and Liquid both just bombed
Kinda
out
bombed.
of ESL.
Yeah, they did.
Right. I expected NIP to at least be able to take down that VP squad that was still kind of figuring themselves out.
Yeah.
They technically now they only have their carry, Epileptic Kid.
Yeah.
That they're still trying out,
yeah,
but
yeah.
they did
signed
lock down Save
Yeah.
now.
That's so confusing as an NA player because we have Save Dota, who's a
Yeah.
top 100 MMR player.
The Tusk?
Who's like.
In
So now
Shen.
we just have a bunch of 5-position players all named the same thing. One of them's going to change their name, right? Sumail changed his name from Demon in the early times.
When was Sumail's name Demon?
When he was on Root Gaming.
Really?
Yeah.
2000.
I don't even remember.
It was like Demons with a 3 and a capital S and a dash. It was only for a couple of months.
It's hard to change your name too.
It is.
He did it the right time. You do it a year later,
Yep,
and
you do
everyone's like, "Why are you trying to be Big Daddy? You're no tell."
Yeah, it was or Mufasa. Or Simba.
Oh,
it was
Simba.
Simba. It was
God.
Simba.
Or Pegasus.
Simba.
There have been some bad
Pegasus.
name changes in the days of Dota. I
Pegasus
think that has to be
probably
the, top,
worst.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah,
We still
Jimmy.
have,
Shout out to Jimmy for that one.
We still have Maybe's name change, who he's trying to
Somnus?
stick with.
Oh, yeah.
Somnus.
That
I
one
still
is-
call him maybe.
I still call him Maybe,
I'm
too.
definitely
Yeah.
50-50.
Paparazzi now is like.
Oh, that's
Oh, God.
Eurus?
Yeah.
Eurus.
Yeah.
EURUS. Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know about that one. I don't think that's going to stick at all.
Coddle Guy changed his name.
He did.
He's-
But he changed it
okay,
to his real.
but the name change, like
Change it
if
to
you
your
go
real
back
name?
to your real
Yeah.
name, like that's a
Yeah, like
freebie.
Kyle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like you can do it if you get back to your name.
Okay.
That's why I'm glad I have my name. It already has my real name, and it already makes me look like I'm the king. Grand. It's great. Like, well, if you had to be David, what would you put before it?
Lord.
Okay, I was
Lord
gonna go
David.
Daft David. But I'm just kidding. What about,
Deadly David.
Yeah. What about you, Will? It has to be a W. What's a good
It has to
describing
be
word?
a W and a
Wonky
W.
Will?
Wonky Will. That's pretty good. I can get behind that.
Winning William.
Awesome Austin? That just works.
That's actually a good one.
or you can go ostentatious.
Such positive and wholesome names for this
Is-
couch.
Doesn't someone have that name already? Ostentatious? I swear there was an esports player, not in Dota, but someone actually used that name.
Ostentatious.
In Smash,
I only
yeah.
know Dota.
Okay, most Dota players
Okay.
cannot even spell that. So
I can. So yeah, you got me there.
that's a tongue twister.
Yeah. So NIB J178.
But here's the thing for NIP.
What?
Like anything less than a win is a failure for them, right? I mean, you can't be
so.
a roster with TI winners. They were also like the minor kings last season. You know, I think how many minors did they win? 2, 3 or something
Yeah,
like
they
that.
did
So,
too. Went to the majors.
Yeah.
No, I agree, and that's the
the
thing.
pressure is on them to me.
Yeah, it is. I mean, yeah, let's go through it. So the 8 teams, I would say, honestly, my favorite going in, it's actually crazy. I would say the 2 Asian teams might be the 2 best teams here. I think IG as well as Geek Fam looked really, really good in the qualifiers. And then you go down a little bit, there's NIP. And then it's strange because I think the CIS teams are near the bottom along with NA, because CIS has 2 teams here, and Quincy Crew, AK Chaos now. And then who's the other? We have Payne, who's using a stand-in, right? I believe 40R is sitting out for Therence. He couldn't make it, unfortunately.
NA visas.
Yep. Tough.
Rough.
I'm surprised. Hey, only one, though, right? I believe he was the only. Well, I have VP as well, quote-unquote. Yeah.
VP just preemptively
we
declined.
can. Sorry.
We're gonna
No
have
chance.
visa issues, just so you know.
GG end quick, please.
Yeah. So who do you guys think the favorite? I think IG is a pretty heavy favorite. I don't know if that's wrong, right?
I think it's Geek Fam for me, but
Okay.
yeah, I agree. It's between those 2 teams as like coming in looking stronger, but you know, NIP has a lot of LAN experience,
Yeah.
and they have
Yeah.
played the most together at these like bigger events over the last month or so. So that may give them a leg up.
I would expect NIP to do better than what they've done so far in their tournaments. So I would still give them a little bit of a leg up on some of the other teams, but I think it's those 3 for me.
What's
No
wrong with
Quincy
NIP?
Crew
Do you
fans?
think? Like, do you think it's just it's still they're young, right? They have 3 super young players. Do you think they're just like still building up, like learning how Peter captains, or what do you think is the problem with NIP?
I was just gonna say, like, the results of those 2 tournaments is like it's awkward because if you were bad at Dream League, you were probably gonna be bad at ESL because
1
ESL
week.
was like literally
They were back to
It wasn't
back.
even a week. It was back
Last.
to back. You flew that Monday on media day to ESL, and then you played the next day. So it's not like you're gonna discover anything about yourself after you play those tournaments. That's why like Alliance look good at Dream League, then they're gonna look at ESL because they're just a good team, right? So it's a bit different. But now you've had some time off, so like this is the time where you actually like get to watch replays, get to go through like what went wrong, what went
Yeah.
right, because it's like, well, what are you realistically gonna change in half a day?
I mean, I wouldn't say I don't want to say it's an easy tournament, but you look at Hellraisers who just basically gave Aloha Dance the smack and said,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know,
But,
yeah, like
I mean, he deserved it.
yeah,
by the way,
it
he
sounds
definitely
like
does.
from
yeah.
their side of the story, you know, he deserved the spanking, he deserved to be benched. But you know, you've also got Payne with the stand-in. You've got a backup team for CIS because VP's not here. Like this is probably, and a lot of the top teams not even playing in the qualifiers. So you know, the trickle down is, you know, ultimately like this is the easiest minor to win on paper. It looks like for NIP. So if
Yeah.
they can't win this one,
the long hauls.
And the
look
most
the
rough.
roster
important one as
shuffle
well, I think.
may